I'm the Handsome Homebuyer, Long Island's #1 volume fix and flip investor, and I want you to change my mind. In this episode, I'm gonna tell you why I feel buying a house to live in is the worst possible investment you can make. But I wanna hear from you. I want the debate. Follow up, put it in the comments, or send us a video on why you disagree with me and why you think buying a house is a good, if not great investment, and email it over to charles@handsomehomebuyer.com or tag us on any of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, we got it. All right, so today we're gonna talk about why I believe buying a house to live in is the worst possible investment you can make. Ironically, because I make a living selling dozens, if not hundreds of houses to people every single year. So let me preface this by saying I am not completely shitting on buying houses to live in. Obviously, everybody needs a place to live. However, I think it is overrated, similar to J-Lo, and I do think, sorry Levy, and I do think that there are certain things that people should consider before just sheepishly going out there and buying a house, okay? So let's discuss some of the drawbacks of buying a house, all right? You are chained to it. When you buy a house, a lot of people are just like, oh, it's not a big deal. I'll buy it. If I don't like it, I could sell it. Not exactly the case. When you buy it, you are chained to it. It is not a liquid asset. You can't just completely leave. There's a lot of costs associated with buying, selling, and maintaining a house. It's harder to take risks. When you have a certain amount of responsibility, right? And one of those things is a house. If you have a house that you have to pay for every single month, that mortgage statement is gonna show up every single month. And they don't care if you took a risk on investment and it didn't pay off. They don't care, God forbid, you got sick. They don't care if you got laid off. It's fuck you, pay me, right? So as a result, psychologically, to most people, they have a harder time taking risks that will offer them financial reward down the road by building a new, by leaving their job to do something else, investing in something new, things of that nature. It makes it a lot harder. Again, it's not liquid. It's not like money in the bank or a stock that you could just sell and move on. It takes time. Market values fluctuate. People have to like it, want to buy it, then they have to get a mortgage, have to close. If you need money instantly, buying a house is not something you can normally get money out of instantly, okay? If you sell, you lose. What do I mean by that? When you buy a house, if you ever looked at an amortization table, the overwhelming majority of what you're paying for the first 10 years is interest. The overwhelming majority of that. So when you buy the house, you have all these costs associated with buying the house. When you sell the house, you have all these costs associated with selling the house. And for the first 10 years, you're paying off majority of interest, not a lot of principal. So you didn't pay much down. Depending on where the market went, you could possibly get killed if you need to sell that house within that period of time. And the average person only stays in a house for approximately 7 years, okay? It's not the cost of the mortgage of the house, it's everything else. What do I mean by that? It's the taxes, it's the insurance, it's the maintenance, it's the utilities, it's the grounds. If you're refinancing a house, there's costs associated with that. There's renovations, if you're gonna do renovations. You know, your wife or you want an upgraded bathroom or an upgraded kitchen, or you're gonna put a pool in the backyard, whatever it is. These are all things that add up. On Long Island, just think about, what is your gas bill? What is your PSE&G bill every month? Those two things together could be $400, $500, $600, $1,000. Oil in the winter could easily be $300, $400, $500, $600, $800, depending on the size of your house, or more. So those things you have to factor in. You start factoring in car payments, children, everything else, you realize how difficult it is to live anywhere on a place like Long Island when you own a home, okay? The house is not an asset. Let's explain what an asset is. Rich dad, poor dad style, real simple. An asset is something that generates money. A house does not generate money. It is a liability, it is an expense. Again, you do need some place to live. Can't live at home with your parents forever, most people, right? Even if they wanted to. At the most, a house is a forced savings. For the overwhelming majority of the population who is not investment savvy or into those type of things, which is fine, it is a form of forced savings. If you are diligent and you don't overspend, you pay off your mortgage hopefully in 30 years or less, and you have this, at that point, asset that is worth something that doesn't have debt against it, and that can help you retire and things of that nature. Hey guys, if you haven't already, you have to join my text platform. I'm doing a ton of one-on-one engagement in there and giving away all my best secrets on fix and flip, rental properties, how to find off-market deals, and how to succeed at the highest level in the real estate business. Shoot me a text. Just don't use your house as an ATM machine to refinance and do all kinds of things with it, like what happened leading up to the Great Recession and the real estate crash. So, my advice, for what it's worth and if you want it, here are my 3 pieces of advice. Renting is not bad, okay? People saying, I'm throwing money away, but you're not, right? When you own a house and you're putting down a down payment, regardless if that's 3.5%, 20%, 50%, that is a big chunk of capital that you can use to invest in other things that'll make you money that you don't have anymore, right? If you're renting, even if you're paying what the mortgage payment would be or close to it or even a little bit more, you still have access to that chunk of capital that you can deploy properly and have it make you money and help elevate you to the next level. My second piece of advice, don't buy for the wrong reasons. Listen, I buy houses from people. I bought a 900 square foot ranch in Hicksville with a basement, and these people that sold it to me, it was an estate, and they were 9 children. Mother and father grew up in a house like that. The point is, what you need and what you want are 2 very, very, very different things. You don't need to buy a monster house with a pool with $30,000 worth of taxes in Nassau County to impress people that you don't give a shit about, or because Instagram or Facebook or society has told you that you need this giant place that's super expensive, that you have to fill with a bunch of crap that you never use to impress people that you don't even like and who don't even come over. Right? So make sure what you're buying is for the right reasons and it fits you, right? Don't overextend yourself. Buy assets that pay your bills. This is the ideal scenario. You want to have a house, you want an expensive car, mazel tov. I'm totally down with that, right? People are allowed to like what they like. But instead of going out there and buying a house that is then going to be a drain and could potentially leave you house poor, invest time in education. Use that money that you saved up while living modestly, invest that into assets like real estate, businesses, stocks, etc., whatever that is that generates positive cash flow for you on a month-to-month basis. And when the positive cash flow gets to the point where that can pay your monthly mortgage or that lease payment on that, exotic car that you want, or the vacations or your kids' college or whatever it is, that's when you could go out and splurge. But until then, I feel that buying a house that you live in is the worst possible investment you could ever make. Shh. Don't tell the people that buy my houses. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. And again, if you have a difference of opinion, Lord knows everyone doesn't agree with my opinion, we want to hear from you. Comment down below, make a video, write on a whiteboard, tell us why you think buying a house versus renting a house is a much better investment, and send it over to us either at charles@handsomehomebuyer.com or tag us on any of your social media platforms. We want to hear from you, and obviously click that subscribe button.